I really enjoy changes in life. I mean, I think your life changes every day, no matter what. Even if there are some people who kind of feel that nothing changes for them. Like, for example, I do a tour and I go back home and I speak to my friend and I say, what's happened in the last 6 weeks or 2 months? Same old thing, nothing changed. And I was like, whereas for me, I think things do change. I think it depends on how open your eyes are to seeing the changes, and sometimes you can spend too much time with the same thing. Like with a friend, if you spend a lot of time with a friend every day, at the end of 2 months they look the same to you, whereas somebody else will see them and say, oh, your hair is growing, So I think with a bit of objectivity from anything, you can experience and see changes in things. And my life has changed because I'm moving about a lot at the moment and moving about a lot with other people. But at the same time, there are some things that haven't changed, and that my desires are very similar to what they were before. So from that point of view, inside of me, things haven't really changed. Just the situation outside, In that I would walk on a stage with 100 people in the audience or 10,000 people in the audience with pretty much the same sort of desire, and that desire is just simply to be as honest as possible and as true as possible. Obviously my energy is slightly different walking on a small stage or a big stage, because your energy sort of has a relationship with the room or with the place, but my desire is essentially the same.
Just give me time. Older gents sit on the fence.
It's like Older Chests, sorry to extend a bit, but in Older Chests, that's a song that's all about, looking at the city changing and looking at all these new buildings and new cars, and they're not as beautiful as they were before, and some things are nice and some things are just, ugly and cheap, like nowadays we make all these things that are very plastic and cheap, and the apartments that we build now, especially you could see it in Rome, the old things are incredible, and the new things are just square, and we have all this money, but at the same time then within cities you can see, especially in Dublin, I saw patterns in families where nothing has changed. Their lifestyle has changed, but the emotions and the cycles that happen within the families, the father teaches something to the son, and the son hates the father, and then the son turns out exactly like the father, and then and that goes on and on and on, whatever, like, not hates, that's too strong, but the classic thing of not wanting to be like your parents, and then you become your parents, and then that goes on, and it's really interesting watching the things that don't change as well.
Like time, there's always time on my mind. So pass me by.
I've felt misunderstood in my whole life. I feel misunderstood the whole time, but then that's something for me to it's a challenge for me, because I'm sure that I misunderstand other people as well, and so I've gotten to a point where I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm fine with somebody saying something about me and it's completely wrong, because it's like, because I'm aware now that I've done a good few interviews, so I'm aware now that I don't believe anything I read in the newspapers anymore. I don't believe a single thing, because you can never know if it's true. You can never know. You can just read it and believe it, but I know that so many things have been written about me that are completely untrue, and everybody's got opinions and everybody has ideas as to what what colour the wallpaper is. I'd say it's yellow. No, it's definitely yellow and red. No, but it's more cream, really. And somebody else goes, no, it's definitely yellow. And then somebody else, we all see things whatever way we see them.
Mine stopped working and I remember it well.
I mean, I know what the next record is going to be like. Nobody else really knows that. It's completely different. It's not soft. It's not gentle. It's not acoustic. It's heavy and it's hard and it's, you know, and it's completely different. And I know that, and I don't need for other people to know that, because in the beginning I only made the record for me anyway, and then I just let it out into the world. And I think it's like having children. You know, the children may come through you, but once they come out into the world, they are their own creatures, and so I feel like that about the songs or the album. It's just it is its own creature, and it has an existence of its own, and I just sort of watch it and go with it. So
Perform in my ships were sailing. Yeah, I remember it well. Yeah. Well, I was stood in your line, and your mouth, your mouth, your mouth.
I've learnt that people have a lot of fear, and it's such a pity. I feel like it's such a pity, because when I was in the band before, I was the same. I was this person who had grown up in society, and you're told by society that you're supposed to go to school, go to college, get a degree. After you get your degree, you get yourself a job, have a career, get yourself a house, get yourself a car, get married, have children, have security, have all these things that are important to life. And for me, all of those things destroy life. You know, as in life, you know, real, well, what I feel is real life, which is being completely open. Because if you feel you need a house in order to be happy or secure, if you don't have a house, then you're probably afraid and insecure and closing up. And for me, that's the opposite to life energy and love energy. Love energy is just completely open and relaxed and trusting, you know. And I just trust in life. And I've been really poor sometimes, and I've been very wealthy sometimes. And I'm not happier when I'm wealthy. I'm not happier when I'm poor. My happiness isn't determined by, you know, numbers of records that I sell. My happiness is not determined by whether I have a car or not, or how much money I have, or how secure I am. So the thing that I've learned is I've learned to trust in life, to just not worry about anything. Now, I'm not saying that I don't worry. I'm a human being, and I'm not at all perfect. I was at a period in my life with that song where I felt like all of the opposite things in life were teaching me about this. As in, for example, in relationships, I found I became the best liar and I told the most incredible lies to the people that I loved. You know, and so it's like, you know, that's where I learned how to lie, you know. And from the moment we're born, we start dying, you know, and it's like, so the more you live, the more you feel like, oh my God, I have so much to experience. Because the more you live, the more you see that there is to live, and the more you see there is to experience, and the more you realize, my God, I'm getting older, and so it's like, and the main thing I learned, which is the last line, which is, it's not hard to grow when you know you just don't know, is that I realized I know nothing. There's nothing I know.